This is the Real Change Wilmington podcast, episode 86, Princess of Pop Dirty Sodas, with our guest today, Ashely Huesca.
How I see this, if this ends up not going how I think it will, I didn't fail because I at least tried to do it. Failing would have been keeping that idea in my head, on repeat and not doing it and trying it out. So I feel like I've succeeded no matter what because I started it, and I have so far, even if it's that many shows worth of people who liked what I have.
What is going on, everybody? This is your host of the Real Change Wilmington podcast, Dustin Pierce. Real Change is a positive, constructive, and lighthearted source of local news, events, and resources. On our podcast, we interview leaders of local organizations to help squash rumors and encourage a greater sense of pride in our community. We have a great interview for you today with our guest, Ashely Huesca, who is not only the owner of Princess of Pop, but also the assistant general manager of Skyline here in Wilmington, which we will also get into a bit on this podcast as they have recently gone through a 6-week renovation. So for those of you who don't know, dirty sodas are soda pop with extra flavoring of syrups and creamers. In my opinion, it makes all soda taste like a float. So think like a root beer float, a Coke float, or an orange float. But instead of ice cream as the creaminess, it's just ice and creamer. So it's more like an iced coffee. Ashely grew up in Wilmington, has worked at Skyline, then R&L, and now back at Skyline again, which I'll let her talk about on the podcast. Before we talk, though, I'll be honest, I didn't really know much about dirty sodas, but after talking with Ashely and seeing her food truck at Tin Caps Blue Goose Market, and also seeing her work ethic at Skyline, I've definitely become a true believer in what she's doing at Princess of Pop. Ashely's also very active in her kids' sports, and part of what keeps her passionate is being a role model to her daughters about what they can accomplish when they work hard and follow their dreams. Last thing I'll say before we get into the podcast is that Ashely is having her grand opening ceremony for Princess of Pop at Dove Church on Rombach Avenue in Wilmington on Saturday, May 9th, 2026, from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. There will be a whole bunch of fun activities like raffles, giveaways, and craft stations for kids. And of course, all of your favorite pop music from the late 90s and early 2000s. So with that, let's bring in our guest and get this podcast started. Ashely Huesca, owner of Princess of Pop Dirty Sodas food truck.
Yeah.
Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you.
So before we get started, we'd like to just get to know you a bit more. So kind of tell us about your upbringing and career journey, where you're from, and what brought you to Wilmington.
So I grew up in Wilmington. I was born and raised here, and I ended up growing up with my grandparents later on. So I, from an early age, got a job, started working, and I've kind of been in the restaurant industry for most of it. I was at R&L for like 6 years, but besides that, it's been all restaurant stuff. So I've always been interested in that kind of thing, like owning something that was mine in that kind of field.
Very cool. So are you married and do you have kids? What do they do?
Yes, I'm married and we've been together for 21 years.
Oh, wow. Congrats.
Thanks. Maybe 22. I might be wrong. But high school sweethearts type of thing. And then I have children. They're in sports, and one of them is becoming an electrician. He's going to school for that. And then he does golf. The other one does golf. And then the girls, they're in every sport imaginable. So I'm very busy with sports and work and starting this. So
Yeah. So your high school sweethearts, how did you guys meet in high school?
Well, I was in high school. He was not. He was 19. I was 16.
Okay.
He worked at a restaurant in town. And I went over there with one of my friends. It was during basketball season. I'm a huge basketball person. And when I was in my basketball season, I didn't care. So my friend, she was like, this guy kind of likes you. And I was like, no, I don't care. So then basketball season was over, and seeing him again, same thing happened. Hey, he really likes you. And then just kind of started talking from there. And then 22 years later and a bunch of kids, here we are.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
It's a fun story.
Yep.
What are some of your guys' hobbies as a family?
Well, we both work a lot, and the kids are in sports a lot, so we don't get to do a whole lot.
But sports is kind of a hobby, I suppose.
Yeah, so it's just out there with the kids in sports. And then when we do have time, we like to go out and sometimes find like cool restaurants, or obviously because you have to figure out what you're eating for the day. Kids are like, what's for dinner? So we like to do that. We like to go to concerts, sometimes with the kids, sometimes without, depending
Pop
on...
concerts or...
No, I actually haven't been to one.
What?
And I think as a kid, with my situation, parents not being around, I didn't get to go to any pop concerts. So I think as an adult, I was like, concerts, man, like, let's go. So
yeah.
I started getting out and going to these concerts, and some were stuff that my husband likes that I'm just like, it's okay, but I gotta go. And then stuff that I like that he's like, it's okay, I gotta go.
Yeah.
But I heard that like Backstreet Boys is touring right now and stuff like that. So I need to definitely investigate and see what I can go to.
Yeah. What's been one of your more fun concerts that you've been to? Favorite concerts?
Alexandra Kay. I love her. She is the girl that we were talking about that I found on TikTok.
The coffee girl?
Yeah, the coffee.
Oh, okay.
And she's actually referred to as the coffee girl.
Really?
It's funny that you said that. But that's how she blew up, as the coffee girl. But she even opened like her own coffee place in Illinois where she lives. So I would love to go to one of her concerts, because we've gone to Chicago for quite a bit of concerts. So I feel like that's a thing that we do for the person that my husband likes. But I want to one day like go. My girls love her too. So I would love to go up there, maybe go to her concert while she's there in her hometown, visit her coffee place. I'm not into coffee, but I love tea. My girls love coffee, so we could definitely make a trip out of it. But it looks really nice, so.
That's cool. I bet her coffee shop would be very packed if she was in town for a concert.
Oh, yeah. She had one where she went and visited, and there was a line, and the girls were like, let's go. And I was like, there's no way. Like, we would not be back in time for me to make it to work the next day. That line, so long. I think they waited like 4 hours and then cut it off. I'm like, I couldn't imagine driving there and the cops cutting the line off and going back home. So, like, let's not.
You got to go on a weekday or something. That's kind of like Buc-ee's just opened, and like, I'm not going on a weekend to Buc-ee's right now.
Maybe one day when she actually is in Illinois playing and it all lines up correctly, we'll go. But especially since it was new, I was like, there's just no way that I feel like we'll get in. So didn't make that trip.
What's one of your favorite restaurants that you visited with your family, and maybe like in the hour radius of Wilmington?
We really love Mexican food, but I cannot remember the name of this place, but they had very authentic Mexican food. I've been to Mexico a lot.
Okay.
Maybe like 5 or 6 times, I would say. So I try to find things that are more authentic, like street food.
Yeah.
And that's always what I said I would do when I got a food truck. I'm like, I'm going to have like street tacos or something. But that kind of changed, here and there, and figuring out where I wanted to go kind of went a different direction because something else piqued my interest. But that's always what we try to look for, something really authentic, like authentic tamales, authentic street tacos, like esquites, which is like a corn that's on a cob and it has like Mexican mayonnaise and queso, fresco and stuff on it. Like, we love stuff like that. So I just cannot. We've been to this restaurant like 3 times and it's in Cincinnati. I just cannot think of the name at all.
What part of Cincinnati, maybe?
I want to say it's Mason area. Like, it's close to Kings Island. That's all
Mason's
I remember.
Not really Cincinnati.
No, it's not.
I wouldn't consider it, but maybe.
Yeah.
Okay, so in Mason area, is it new?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
It's really nice in there. We just took my husband there for his birthday, and that's why I can't begin to think why I can't think of the name. But we told him it was his birthday. They came and sang, and it was like they have instruments and drums and all the things. It's kind of like that one restaurant, I'm trying to think, that's in South Lebanon area, that new one that opened up, and it's like really loud in there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like that. It was really fun.
Yeah, the one next to the pizza shop, the new pizza shop, which closed.
Really?
It did close, I heard. Well, maybe my dad told me it closed, so.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I don't, like I said, I'm busy with sports. I don't get to do a lot, but when we do, man, okay.
Okay, so you like sodas and you like Mexican food. I have an idea for you.
Okay.
I know you don't like coffee, but so like not a latte, but a horchata.
So it's
like milk and horchata and coffee.
My husband would be down with that because he does like coffee and he loves horchata. I do not like horchata.
What?
I know. I told him I need to try it again.
Do you like
I don't
milk?
know. Oh, and cereal.
You have
much.
dirty soda, so it's like cream, kind of. It's creamy.
And see, I never had creamer until I started making these either because I'm not a coffee person. I didn't have really a reason for it. And that's why at first I was like, no way that's good because I've never had creamer. Why would I put it in my pot? But then, like I told you, like it just kept coming up in my brain, like, I need to do this. So then I tried it, and I like Sprite. So I put some blue raspberry and vanilla in the creamer, and it was like the best thing ever. And I was like, oh, this actually is a good thing. Like, it's really good. But yeah, I need to go back and retry it because I have started liking some things. Like, I recently, the past year, started liking like zucchini and some things that before I was like, no, I'm not eating that.
Yeah.
So maybe things have changed. I should try it again.
Speaking of zucchini, I saw that you guys have a pickle that's wrapped in, what is that, fruit roll-up?
Yeah, fruit roll-up with chamoy and tahine. So
that is absolutely disgusting.
I know. I don't even like chamoy. So I was like, what? My daughters came to me. They're like, Mom, you got to get this on your food truck. And I was like, no way. I'm like, how am I going to promote this? I don't even like chamoy. And they're like, you like pickles and fruit roll-ups? I'm like, separately.
Yeah, separately.
I was like, not together.
Yeah.
So I was, putting it all together at my house. I had my niece and her boyfriend over. Her boyfriend's like a long time. I pretty much consider him as one of my kids because he's just been friends with our kids forever. And then he ends up dating my niece, which is like weird too. So just everyone together. So we had everyone over, and my niece loves chamoy. And
what is chamoy? Is it like a spice or something?
Yeah, it's like a spicy. It almost looks like, do you know what Valentina hot sauce is? But it's like a little thicker consistency.
Sure.
But I tried it once, and I was just like, no, that's not for me.
Yeah.
But so I made it for her, and her boyfriend didn't like pickles, so he didn't try it. And then the girls were trying it. My husband doesn't eat fruit roll-ups. I'm like, you're crazy. But he tried it. Like, he don't like pickles either, but he just tried his fruit with chamoy and tahine on it.
Yeah.
And he liked that. But we were all making it, and they were eating it. And I tried the pickle with the fruit roll-up on it, and I was like, it's actually kind of good, like, together, but I didn't put anything else. Good? The pickle and the fruit roll-up only. I don't know about the rest of the stuff because, like I said, I'm not trying to chamoy again.
Yeah, I could see it being like novel and fun to try, but I wouldn't imagine it being like good or something I'd order a second time.
See, I had it sell out at 10 Cap.
Yeah.
And then I had probably like 5 more people be so disappointed. And I told my girls, like, I wonder if they know what it tastes like and they're coming here to get it.
Okay.
Or if they just want to try it. Yeah. So like, that's what I'm going to have to wait on and see if it, sells really good at first and then kind of dwindles down when everyone's like, ooh, gross. Or if everyone's like, yum, because I mean, my niece and my daughters all said, yum, make me another one. So
oh, that's crazy.
So I'm guessing if you like chamoy and tahine, it has to be pretty good. I don't know.
Okay.
But yeah, that was their contribution to the business.
Yeah.
So I definitely teach them. Like, they at first wasn't with me. I was getting pretty busy. I had a long line, and then they came to save the day because the night before I gave them my iPad and was like, this is how you run the register. And they picked it up really fast, and then they started running it. They love talking to people. I'm more on the shy side, and they will talk to anyone and everyone.
Yeah.
So I was like, you're perfect to be up there. So they started talking to people. They'll tell you what's on the menu. They'll catch people out. They were having a little issue with my little square thing that I put in there because it wasn't reading it. So I just got the tap one to make it easier on them. I just ordered that yesterday. But yeah, they brought it with me and they have fun. So I was like, I'll take your idea and put it on the menu for them.
Yeah. So I was at a booth at Trail House, and someone walked over with one of your dirty sodas, and I asked them how it was, and they said that they had also tried the pickle wrapped in fruit
What
roll-up.
do they think?
Well, I didn't know you even had that, but so they said you had that. And I was like, what the heck is that? And what it tastes like? And they're like, it was interesting.
Yeah,
they were like older people, so yeah.
Maybe it's like the dirty sodas too, like older people are like, what is that?
Yeah.
I'm like, I didn't even know what it was until like I just saw it one day and was like, I want to know what this is. I want to do this. But yeah, the older crowd, usually they don't know what it is. And then the younger ones are like, oh, that's the viral pickle on TikTok. I'm like, it is? Like, I just listened to my daughters. I have no idea it was viral or anything.
Yeah.
So I guess we'll see. I'm definitely going to keep track of the sales. Like I said, I just brought one pretty big jar and went out all of it out. So I'm just going to track it from there and see if maybe like a customer that I've seen get it before, like, so you liked it? You come back for another one? Or try to really pay attention to people who order that. And if I see them again, kind of get their feedback and know, because I don't know. I don't like it myself.
Yeah. I think that's pretty common though. Like I talked to Brad Hayes at Cobb House, and they sell a lot of very sugary drinks, but
Hmm.
his personal favorite is just a basic coffee.
Oh, yeah.
So
That's like that Alexandra that I was telling you about, her coffee shop. She was like, I'm just basic. And she's like, all these people want all this other stuff. And
yeah.
so she's adding, you got to listen to customers too. She's adding it all, but she's like, I'm just a basic,
Mm,
I think she said like iced vanilla latte or something type of
mm,
person. So I guess you just give the customers what they want.
yeah.
So I'll have some time to study this year and figure out if it's going to be a real thing that stays there or if it goes away. So I'm how I had the trailer at Tin Cap is not how it's going to be.
Okay.
I just threw up some stuff because I want the trailer reveal to, I think I put on the flyer to be that day of how fun and that it's really going to look.
What's going to be different? Just like do you have a wrap for it or something?
No, I have a bunch of different decals and stuff that's going up. So the menu is not going to be in those like frames that I had it or anything.
Okay.
It's not going to be separate menus. It's all going to be one together. And there's something fun that's going to be underneath my logo that kind of ties in dirty sodas and music all together. So it's just, I showed my husband what I came up with last night and he was like, oh my gosh, I like that. And I'm like, good, because it's happening. So yeah, I didn't want anyone to see the real like how it's going to look. So I just
Yeah.
put up some menus for that soft launch to get through that day and let them order. And then everything's going to change and look really fun.
Nice. So last question about you before we get into the business. What is a defining moment of your life that's helped make you who you are or shape your values and personality?
I would say there's two major things, and it's being raised by my grandparents and basketball. So my mom just kind of took off. Not going to get into that, but I was raised by my grandparents. So I feel like not having any parents, you could kind of go south if you wanted to. But I really paid attention to their hard work and like funny things. Like my grandpa, he went to a car dealership in Wilmington. And I'm sure you know the guy, but one was usually there forever was like, he has the best credit I've ever seen ever. And I'm like, oh, I'm gonna beat that, like as a young person getting a car. And I was like, Grandpa, one day I'm gonna have better credit than you, like just playing around. And then I like matched his credit and was like, look, Grandpa, like it's just,
Yeah.
I saw him and how he operated, how he worked hard, even my grandma up until they both retired. So that, and then basketball gave me a sense of like being on time. Like some of the things I see with sports right now, I'm just like, wow, like if it was me in basketball, if you're not there 10 minutes before on the court, ready to go, ready to start running or whatever, like you were like, go sit down or something. Like you're supposed, like it gave you a sense of being on time, responsibility, knowing what you're supposed to be doing. And now I just feel like it's kind of like, oh, people are late and this and that. So I feel like that really helped me too. And then I had like a really great coach my first year because I was horrible at it. And I think that's what makes me really good with business because I know that it's hard work. I got started late in basketball. I saw my sister play one time and she didn't really stay with it or anything, but I wasn't old enough for that team. It was like a Christian church school thing in New Vienna back then, and you could just come and join and be on it. You didn't have to go there. But I was too young. So I was watching and I was like, I have to play this sport. So then I started playing. I was the worst. I probably got in like the last 30 seconds of every game.
What year did you start? Oh, how old were you when you started playing basketball?
Like teenager. So
Oh, really?
maybe 12, right before,
Okay.
I would say. So I had a lot of catching up to do to these other people. And so I was like, one day I'm just going to be MVP. Like that's going to happen. So the first year I sucked. Second year sucked a little bit less.
Yeah.
And then the third year I just whipped it around and I got the MVP award and was made captain and all of the things. So I just know that hard work can get you to what you want. And there might be a lot to go through. Like my obstacle was, wow, like all these kids have been probably doing it since 6-ish years old. And I just started like 6 years later. So I just think that really helped, like, the coach being hard on you, make sure you're on time, making sure you're dressed, ready to go, on the line, ready to run, because that's how practice started. And then also knowing that I could still do the things that I said I was going to do, become MVP, become captain and all that, just by putting hard work in it. So I think a little bit of both.
That's awesome. My my grandparents, I lived with them for a minute too, so I know how like awesome grandparents can be.
Yeah.
And just their role modelness in your life.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah.
That's sweet.
Yeah, because I always looked up to do, like I said, I worked really young. Like, first it was under the table, like 13 years old, just doing random jobs, getting cash paid for it. And then started working at the flea market because that's the first job that then would hire a 15-year-old.
The
So,
Cedar Creek?
yeah. So on the weekends, I was like in the chicken aisle 7 or whatever and like doing that until I started Skyline at 16. And then the owner took off. I don't know if you ever heard of all of that went on.
Took off?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
So he was from Egypt. And from everything I remember, because I loved him, he was the best. His son was having medical issues in Egypt, and I think it has something to do with his brain. So he opened another restaurant, which was it called Great Steak and Potato, or no, maybe it wasn't that. It was something with subs, because I worked over there for like a minute, like because he needed someone, so I would go from Skyline, go over there anytime he needed me.
In Wilmington?
Yeah, over where Pizza Hut or Papa John's is.
Papa John's. Oh yeah, in Stonewall there.
Yeah, it was right there. It didn't last long because then it was like on fire, and the rumor is that he maybe put a tire in there, lit on fire to get the insurance to pay for his sons.
Oh.
So I feel like, yeah, that's wrong. But then I'm like, what would you do for your kid if he was going through that too? So I don't judge at all.
Yeah.
He took off after that and went back to his family. So Skyline closed down. And that's how I went to R&L, because my husband's coworker's wife worked at R&L. So she got an application, gave it to her husband, which gave to my husband out to me. I started working there. So when Skyline finally opened back up, my boss happened to be a regular customer at Skyline at R&L. And she was like, oh my gosh, please don't leave. Like, we're going to lose you now. Like, no, don't. Like, I know Skyline, you loved it. And I was like, no, I'm going to stay here. I happened to be pregnant at that time. And I was like, I need the insurance and stuff that might not really offer me, because what I knew of it was working as a teenager. I didn't know if there was insurance or anything. I didn't know anything about that. So then I stayed at R&L for like 6 years. Then one day I was sitting at the bar at Skyline because my kids forced me to go up there. I was like, no, I know people. I don't want to be that close. Like, it's weird. Like, I used to work here. And then you give in to your kids. So I sat back up there. And then the girl that is the GM now that I worked with when I was 16 too, we worked together. We're the same age. So she was also a teenager. So obviously we talked to each other and clicked or whatever. And she's like, how about come back over here? And I'm like, like, I don't know. Like, I need to know salaries and all that stuff. So we figured all that out, and then there I was back at Skyline again. So
that's awesome.
I love to work at R&L, but that's my thing. Like, the restaurant thing, I like it.
And Skyline just went through a remodel, right? How long were you guys closed for? Did you remodel?
6 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. But it wasn't a whole 6 weeks. We were open for 4 weeks in the drive-through. So people didn't lose out on Skyline for 6 weeks. They lost out on it for like 2 weeks, I think, was the end. The last 2 weeks where everything was closed. So and we stayed pretty busy in drive-through.
Like my 2 favorite restaurants in Cincinnati is 1 Skyline and 2 La Rosa's.
Oh yeah,
there's not a La Rosa's around here, but like Lemon's the closest one, I think.
Yeah,
that's some good pizza.
Yeah, I hadn't had La Rosa's until maybe like 3 or 4 years ago.
Really?
I was missing out. I know.
Where'd you get it at?
Was there one in like Courthouse, or it was something close to here?
I'm not sure. Courthouse, maybe, I don't know.
Or Hillsboro. Something had it for a moment, and then I want to say it was Hillsboro, because then they changed it to that Mexican restaurant that's there now. I don't really go to Hillsboro much, that's why I can't remember if it was that. But I had recently been there getting stuff for the trailer at one of their stores up there, and saw that it wasn't pizza anymore. So
do you guys have breakfast at Skyline? Gold Star has breakfast.
No, we don't. Okay. We had the chance to get it, but he didn't really, because I mean, that's a whole nother employees you got to get, people coming in earlier. It's a lot more stuff to really consider. So some Skylines have breakfast? Yeah, they rolled out some breakfast stuff, like I think it was like a breakfast cholito. Okay. Stuff like that. Yeah. So I think you can get it at airports is what I've heard. But makes sense. Yeah. I haven't gone anywhere on a plane in a while, so I haven't seen it, but. One thing I was wondering about Skyline is
You have a lot of employees there.
Mhm.
Like, and it doesn't seem like they're all necessary. Like, how does, I guess I always wonder, like, how do you pay so many employees at a time, you know? And they're just like putting children on a hot dog, it seems like, you know? Like, what's the rationale behind all that?
There is actually a lot of prep work.
Okay.
So as soon as you come in, we have 3 people that besides the opener manager wise, but 3 employees that come in, and we have to make spaghetti. We sauce our own spaghetti. We shred our own cheese. That's the manager job, but we do that. There's like backups in the burrito bar that you have to do. You have to make individual ones for that day. Like we don't make like, a week in advance back there and call it a day. Like it's always like freshly brought up, and we really pride ourselves on making sure it's like a clean place. So we have, if there's downtime, we have a cleaning list, and we are like, okay, go clean this and clean that, and managers will help too. It's everybody, like a team effort. So they definitely have plenty to do even when there's not cleaning. I've heard from somebody that they're like, it's just a small little Skyline and this and that. And I'm like, you don't understand the amount of work that we actually do over there. Like there's a lot to do. And then like if drive-thru's crazy or inside's crazy, it's all crazy at once. And then a lot of it is teenagers. I mean, we can only work them so much. So you have to have some extra employees too. Because some of them are like, I can only work this little time and they have to be out for sport, or they can come in after school, but then they have to leave at that time. So it's a lot of things that they have to do, and then a lot of working around other like younger kids' schedule that are mostly there. We do have like adults too, obviously, but a lot of the workers are a lot of teenage kids, so we have to actually work. So we have a long list of employees, but working around all their schedules and getting stuff covered when someone's sick and all of that is kind of why we have to keep like a full list of employees.
Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna say something, and it's not critical. It's just like a thought. So I love Skyline. Whenever I go, sometimes when I check out, they're like, "Yeah, you can have an option to leave a tip. You can skip that if you want." And they say that sometimes, and I'm like, "Why would you say that for? Like, you deserve a tip." Just say like.
Some of them need to say it differently.
Yeah, because like discredits like no, I obviously want to pay you and give you a tip. Like you don't need to be so like disparaging to yourself, you know?
Yeah, I think they get, because some of them are like nervous to even say, "Oh, you can tip there," because they don't want it to seem like give me a tip. So I'm like, why don't you just say, you can tip here, or green button to bypass if you left a cash tip or something like that. That's not so.
That makes sense.
Like because you do need to walk a lot of. I would say about like the older crowd through it. They're all different pads. So it's like one of them you tip like after, or this one you tip before, or this one you hit this button to do. So they're all so different.
I can see that
we have to walk people through it a lot. So a lot of them are just saying hit the green button to bypass because they know like they're leaving a tip on cash, or they're thinking that they left a tip on cash. So that's kind of why they say it. But a lot of them don't understand the way like you're interpreting it, because they do say it weirdly. It's just same in like drive-through. Like I have a girl who's always like, anything else, anything else, anything else. And I'm like, that kind of sounds like you're cutting them off and that you just want them to hurry up and order. But she's not being like that. She's a really sweet girl. She's just kind of says it like that and tries to hurry up and get her job done and, get things bagged and all that stuff. Because drive-through can be a lot. Like a lot of people at Skyline really like to change the way, like it's no this, add this, do this, sub that. It's like a lot. So they're really trying to get through all those buttons, and then they got to bag it, get the drinks. But we made it to where there's like 2 people in drive-through. Before COVID times, it was just 1. But then after COVID and we were mainly drive-through, we've put 2, and it's kind of got better because, like I said, they're younger kids and they might not be as like understanding or fast or knowledgeable as like us older ones that know like, hey, this needs to get out quick because these people are waiting. They kind of don't think of those things.
I guess I need more understanding too, that like different kind of customers need different kind of assistance with how a machine works. So that makes sense.
Yeah. So that's why they say it, because there's a lot of people who are like, they'll put in their like they're looking at it, but they're not really reading it, and they'll put their PIN in as the tip. So then they're like, Ashely, I need help because they just did this, and their PIN might be like 2, 4, 5, 6. They just left you $24 and they spent $10. So I have to go and switch it. And so we really try to tell them like, pay attention to what they're doing, because if you see that and you see that they like, you can ask in a way that doesn't seem like, they weren't worth $24. Like, you don't want to say that, but you're just like, did you mean to do that before you sent it through? Just because a lot of people put their PIN there or say something like they would, like your point of view, like you would be like, can I not leave $24? Like, wow, like, why are you doing that to yourself? Because I mean, I would love $24 tip, but at the same time, like they're also knowing that people put their PIN in there and they're trying to help them so that it doesn't have to sit there for another, because they have to go get a manager. They can't switch that on their own. So then I have to come over, fix it, and might be in the middle of doing something too. So it's just, if they can catch it before, it saves a lot of time.
Yeah.
Saves people in line from having to wait or whatever.
Yeah, since I got you here, I have one more question about Skyline. And we'll transition into Princess of Pop.
Yeah.
But the entrance, the weird, like, you can only turn in one direction. I'm sure you hear about it a lot.
Yeah, so the new owner that took over, the one that you interviewed, he asked about it being to where they can both, like, someone can come in and come out. And at the time, I guess that was a no. I didn't really hear into details. But then we look over at Waffle House being built and they get one. So we're like, was that like a rule before and not now? So I don't know the ins and outs, and I'll let him maybe talk about that. But we don't like it because the other option is going all the way to that light, waiting forever, and then going all the way around to get into Skyline.
Right.
So maybe now that he sees Waffle House have that, because I think before it was something maybe about being too close to the light, which I guess we still are, and they're a little bit further away.
Sure.
Which could make a dilemma, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
All of that information, but yeah, we don't like it ourselves. So
interesting. Yeah. Are you excited for Waffle House? I hope that'll help business and help that area just be more like food centric, I guess.
Yeah. I heard that they're only going to have one shift because they don't have a lot of employees. Some guy came in to Skyline and was saying that. So I don't know what their one shift is or how it'll affect like their business or whatever, but I feel
one
like
shift open like 24/7, so like this one shift is working 24 hours.
Well, they're not going to be a 24/7 because they said they don't have enough employees for that.
What?
Yeah,
I've never heard of Waffle House not.
I know. Some guy came in and we started bombarding him for questions. We're like, hey, like, but
well, I hope he's wrong.
Yeah, because I thought, I was like, man, maybe we'll get busier at nighttime. Like people over there, if it's busy there, maybe they'll come over here or like whatever. Or maybe if they ate that in the morning and they see us, like, oh, let's have Skyline for dinner or something. I feel like it could help out in some kind of way, but we'll see because I don't know what their hours are going to be.
Interesting. They open next month too, I believe, right?
I think he said May 4th.
I think I heard that too.
Yeah, so I think I heard. But then you hear a lot of things, and like he was an actual employee, so I'm gonna listen to that one. But a lot of I've seen like on some of our Wilmington pages, someone's like, stop asking when this is gonna be open because people are just saying May 1st and this and that and
speculating.
Yeah. The same with like TJ Maxx, the girls are like, is this gonna be open before my birthday? I'm like, I don't know. Like I've seen so many dates thrown around, I have no idea.
Yeah. So Princess of Pop, how did you go from Skyline to creating this thing? How did it get started?
Well, I was on my phone, just finally had some, downtime after sports, just scrolling. And I don't know how it came up on my feed because I don't really look at drinks, like I said. I don't know if it's something that was just meant to be or what, because I don't drink coffee. So I don't really have drinks coming up on my page. So somehow it got there and I watched the whole video through, and usually I just scroll on past a drink, but something caught my eye. And then, when you watch one, tends to be another and another. So that's why I was shocked that it even came on my page, because I don't really look at anything like that for it to even really start. So I was like, maybe I looked up some kind of business related thing or something that it got. I'm not sure how it got to my feed, but I saw it. And then I watched the next one, and it was like really cool colors. Like I feel like as a millennial too, you like I love your shirt. I love the colors. Like, so that caught my eye too. Like I know a lot of girls now are like the tans and beiges and this, and that's not me. Like I love colorful stuff. Like I had pink shirt. So I don't know if that caught my eye or what it was, but I just kept watching it. And then I'm like, that would be really fun to do, but I've never had creamer. So I was like, there's no way that that's good. But I just kept thinking about it, and I was like, okay, I'm going to buy. So I bought blue raspberry. I love Sprite. Got Sprite out. Put that together. I knew that would be really pretty with it being blue. And the creamer just adds like this extra prettiness to it. Yeah. And then I was like, it's pretty. Now let's try it. Because I didn't even know what creamer tasted like. So then I tried it and I was like, you've got to be kidding me. Like, this is so good. Like, I really was thinking no.
Yeah.
And then I let my husband drink it and he was like, no, I don't drink stuff like that. And I was like, just try it. Like, you have to try it. And so he tried it. He was like, oh my gosh, can you make me another one later? And I was like, I told you, it's so good. And then my son was like, try something with orange. And I was like, okay. And then I would say those two are my top favorite ones, the ones I just like made out of the blue. So I just got orange one day because he asked me to put that in there. And it's everyone refers to that one kind of like a dreamsicle, like flavor taste. And I don't really go for that, I would say. Like, my grandma eats that kind of ice cream and stuff like that, but I don't think that I ever go towards that kind of thing. So I was like, okay, like, let me try it. And I really like it. Those are my top two favorite drinks. But yeah, I would just say it's just TikTok, and then the idea got my brain, and then I tried it. I liked it, and then something just kept telling me to do a business, and I was like, no, like, I got a lot going on. Like, sports really take over my life. Like, they're in every sport imaginable. Like, we even tried volleyball this year, and they love it so much. Right now, they're in volleyball and softball. So I'm like, get off of work, go pick up them from volleyball, and then go home, change, go to softball. And then we're there till like 9 o'clock at night. And then I've been making dinners out in the Blackstone because that's what's easier for me. Like, I have stuff prepped ready in the fridge, just get home, throw it on there and make us dinner so that we're not, eating out all the time during sports season. But yeah, so it just kept piquing my interest. And then I put in ChatGPT, like, I really want to do this. Like, what should I do? And it came back with a prompt like, you need to make it something that you can really stand out and not just be like, oh, I had dirty sodas. And so I was like, what truly is a time that I was like so happy, didn't have any worries in the world. And I just remember little old me on the porch of my house making up Britney Spears dance moves. A little embarrassing, but I mean, hey, that's what I thought of was like, I didn't have bills. I didn't have, children to worry about, doctor's appointments, sports, this. It was just me, music I loved, went to school, came back home. As a kid, you think you have all the worries in the world, but you really don't. Like, it's a lot easier than being an adult. So I just kind of went back to that time and I was like, yeah, it's like Britney Spears, NSYNC, Backstreet Boys, like all of that era of music was the last time, like, having, I don't know do you know what a Walkman is?
Yeah.
And just listening to, I'm a really big music person, even besides pop music, like right now. Like, I probably know just random lyrics, like at work. I don't say a lot of it out loud because I know I'm crazy, but they'll say something and I'll just peek like a lyric in my head and I'll just be singing in my head like da da da. So yeah, I love and really enjoy music. I feel like could be like therapy too.
So ChatGPT told you to stand out, and then what was your first like event that you sold dirty sodas?
So I went to Dove Church parking lot because I had noticed that there was food trucks there before. It didn't stand out to me as much now that I have it. Like, I kind of look over there a lot more now, but at first, like, I was like, I kind of remember food trucks being over there. Like, I really feel like I saw that. And I go through there a lot because I work at Skyline. So I was like, I'm going to look up and see how I can figure that out. So I went on Dove Church website, was looking, and there was something that was like building usage or something. And so I started clicking around and I figured it out. So I was like, okay, well, it doesn't cost that much. I'll start here. I had a tent already. So I'm like, I'm going to grab a tent. I'm going to have something made. I had like the stand thing made for me by someone who makes stuff in Wilmington. So she made me like this wood stand thing. And I wanted to ask my grandpa because he makes a lot of stuff for me, but he was going through some health stuff and I didn't want to be like, hey, can you make this for me? So I just found somebody and she made it for me. So I just came out with my tent and my stand and I didn't tell anybody that I was doing it. I didn't post it anywhere. And I was just hoping and praying that everyone would see me from the street because with the obstacles of doing this business, I was scared that inspections and be like, no, this is wrong or that's wrong. You just get nervous because
yeah, for sure.
At Skyline, I just walk in and everything's how it should be already. And then inspection will come in. And then if there are things like dating things correctly, I know what to do because I've been in that for a very long time. So this is all on me. It's all new. I had to make my own hand wash station and I'm like, what if the temperature's not right? What if I wasn't allowed to have this bucket or something? Or what if, like, you have a lot of what ifs.
Right.
So I was like, I'm not telling a single soul, because if I do, and then I get told that I don't get the certificate, then I have to untell these people that I did this. So I was in my head, shouldn't have been, should have posted it, and then hoped like that I passed from there. But that's how I did it. So once she handed me my certificate, I was like, yeah, I can post. So I posted on my page, anything about Wilmington, Clayton County page, like anything that I could think of, I was posting on there. And then posted on my personal page. And then I would say just people seeing from the street too, like, what is this tent over here? Because I don't think you really see tents over there. Not that I recall ever.
Yeah, it's mostly trucks.
Yeah, I would say besides the people that were selling like the vegetables out there, like tomatoes and stuff, I don't think you really see that. So I feel like that, even like my bright pink tent was like, hello, like, come see me. And then I had like a sign that said Dirty Sodas, which I'm sure people are like, what is that? And then I kind of got a pretty good crowd, and I was like shocked at my sales and everything, because I didn't set it up beforehand and say, hey, I'm doing this, kind of like I'm doing now for the grand opening. I didn't have any of that.
Yeah.
I just, the day of, was like, I passed, let's go, let's post this, it is what it is. If no one comes out, I know I didn't get it out to people. So I was really happy with the turnout for going that route.
And you said that some of your employees at Skyline were telling you about kind of the history of Dirty Sodas and like the Mormon church, and then the Mormon Housewife show or something, Desperate.
Yeah, Secret Life of Mormon Wives. So there's a couple of them, one in particular who really loves the show and's like, you need to watch this since you're selling these. So I haven't yet. She's going to be like, hey, but I'm going to try to maybe during practice one day sit there on my phone and watch it. But I get distracted, setting the things up that I need for this too, because I have a lot to do before grand opening day. But I do need to watch it.
So Mormons don't drink caffeine? Is that the thing?
I don't know. I don't know that part.
As far as I heard, like, they gravitate towards soda instead of caffeine.
I don't know much about
that. Might not be true. That's just what I heard. So.
I really need to watch the show so that I can be updated. But I don't know the answer.
But then there's other like actual businesses now. Like Swig is the big one. That is just dirty sodas. Is that right?
Yeah.
That's their business model.
Mm-hmm.
So it is an actual business that's starting, like an industry that's starting to come up, right?
Yeah. And so I guess it's a huge thing in Utah. Like, everyone drinks that. And so I just thought, like, why not bring it out to the East Coast and try it out? And
Ohio's very East Coast.
Yeah. I'm sure there's other people, like maybe like Illinois, or I'm sure someone's probably started it somewhere. I don't know. But I'm not in Wilmington. So I was like, let me do this. And then I think what really sealed the deal was when I came up with the pop music concept of it. It really got me like, I'm not just, hey, I'm Dirty Sodas, how do I make that more fun? And then once I added what I really love, I was like, I don't know, I just feel like there's something there. And then Tin Cap, I did my soft opening there, and there were so many people like, you need to play music. And I was like, I actually am going to start like playing music. I just didn't do it there because I'd been there before, and they usually have their music out.
When was the Tin Cap event? You mean the last week?
On Saturday, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They usually have music, but I don't know if I was just too busy to hear, but I don't think I ever heard music, so maybe I should have. But they usually have their speakers playing, and I was telling my girls, because they were like, well, why don't you put your kind of music on? And I said, well, it's funny because a lot of their music that they end up playing there, I always hear like Backstreet Boys song will come on or whatever. I said, so it kind of tie into this, so it's cool, but I'm not going to play music because I don't want to go over top of their music. But I was like, yeah, we're going to have music, like come to, that was kind of my entrance of, hey, we're going to have a great opening. And then another girl was like, you need to go on TikTok and go live with this, because there's people that just sit here and watch these things, like you just working in your truck. And I was like,
really? That's
funny, because I plan on doing my first live. I didn't do it at Tin Cap because nerves and making sure everything was set up the correct way, and and obviously I've done it in the tent. That's even harder work because I have to draft things out, and if it rains and I'm not covered and all this stuff. Luckily, all the ones I did in the tent, I never got it that day, thankfully. Weather-wise, I mean, there was a little bit windy and lids wanted to start flying, but I caught them before and then I made a little contraption to fix it. But they were like, go on TikTok live and just let someone watch you like make your drinks the whole time. Like there'll be people in there.
Yeah.
And so I do plan on doing that at my first live.
So just setting up your camera on your opening day and just behind the counter and just watching you make drinks.
Yeah. So I had one in there for Tin Cap that I was just going to make a few videos, but it got so busy that I did one video and it was recording for like 5 minutes. And then I grabbed my phone for something. I don't know what it was. And after that, I just forgot to ever put it back on.
Yeah.
So I had a pretty good line.
I'm not into watching people do that kind of stuff, but I feel like I can see the appeal of like maybe you procrastinating. Like, I don't want to clean, but I'll watch someone else organize something. You know?
Yeah. I guess a lot of people like doing that. I'm like, I'll watch it and it's like really clean. And then I feel bad. Like, why am I not doing this? Like, I need to go clean something now. So I don't stay watching those things that long. But I guess there's a load of people who do.
So talk about the name a little bit. Like, how did you come up with the name?
Well, first I was just going to name it Pop Princess because that's what Britney Spears referred to. And that's like probably my favorite pop star of that time. And that I looked it up. I couldn't get it. So I was like, man, I still want to do this. Like something tells me that, I mean, Princess of Pop, and like hers is because she's a pop star. Mine is because
soda.
Dirty Soda Pop. But, and then the music, and I'm like, it just kind of ties it all together. So then I was playing around looking, and I was like, Princess of Pop, and just flipped it. And that was available.
Available like Instagram or something? What do you mean available?
No, like to get your LLC and have your name. Like if somebody else has it, you just can't take it. So that one was available for me to take. So I made it mine. But that just tied into the music, and I was trying to think of something. I was like, man, pop music, pop soda. I feel like there's something that could be tied in together. And then I was like, Britney Spears considered Princess of Pop. Let me try that out. Typed it in, and it was like, no. And I'm like, no. And then I was like, what about Princess of Pop? And then that kind of even helps me a little bit because I can be the princess of pop sodas, you know?
Right.
And that one worked. And so it didn't take me long at all. That was pretty fast idea for me.
And you had that before you had your pop-up tent at Dove Church? Yeah, all that?
Yeah, I did all that first because I was like, I'm just playing around with all this stuff. This ain't real. Like, I'm just going to see, you know. I didn't think I was really going to do it. And then I was like, once I was like, I'm getting this LLC, I'm doing it. And then sent in for that and got it back. And
yeah. Did you have to get like an EIN number too for business?
And that was another thing. I just said I used ChatGPT. I would say after I looked up the LLC, I was like, what else do I need to do? Like, because you don't know what else to do. Like if you haven't done it before. So it's like, you need your EIN. Did you get your LLC? And I'm like, I already did that. And so it just kind of gives you a lot of good information to try to figure out on your own.
And then you now have a trailer. So how did you get all that?
Well, my husband saw this trailer and sent it to me, and it was somebody close that he just, I don't know exactly how he does it, but he kind of lives outside of Sabina a little bit, like some back roads down there, and he sells stuff for some guy in Florida, I believe. But he has like those trailers that you load things on and stuff like that he gets shipped to him, and he helps him sell it. So my husband just saw a guy with a trailer, was like, hey, I have like 3, it was like a white, a gray, and a black one. And he was like, hey, like this guy has these trailers. And I was like, okay. And I had saved everything that I had made from the tent, never really with an intention of getting a trailer at first. I just had it saved because that's what I made from that, and just wanted to keep it all in one spot and not like really use it for my regular life yet, and just keep reinvesting it into the tent setup I had. But then he showed me that. I was like, that would be nice. Like, I have to haul all of this out. Like, I'm not afraid of hard work. So I'm like, it's not that big a deal, but rain, wind, like wind lids are so small, like those can just go flying. And like I said, I'd never really had really bad ones. The Halloween one that I was super slammed for, a little gust of wind came and I like literally stopped the lids really fast because I was like, oh, those are gonna go. So besides that, I didn't have any, but I also started really late and only did a few before winter came, that I was like, this is gonna happen. Like when spring comes, it's gonna be windy. A lot of wind and rain and tornado-ish weather out there. It's Ohio. So then I was like, okay, well, I'll try it out. And so I talked to the guy. He was so nice and helpful. And I was like, I'm kind of interested. I want to come look. So I was like, Grandma, you want to come? Like, I don't want to go by myself. So we went together. I took my daughters and they were just like, Mom, you have to get it. And I feel like they push me sometimes when I'm like, no, like, let's not. And they're like, Mom, please, like, you have to get this. And I was like,
it already cut out for the little window, or was it just a trailer?
Yeah, they had the window in it. That was all. It was all like just wood inside, but the trailer cut out of all 3 of them that he had.
Okay.
So they were made like I think he called them concession trailers.
Okay.
So they were made like that with the window. If not, I was going to ask Grandpa, but then right after I got it, he found out his news. So I didn't get to go that route because I love to include him in everything, because he can build a house and he's an electrician and all the things. So I was like, perfect. So like, I'll just have Grandpa and it can be like a little bonding thing. But I went a different route just because I felt not good asking him after he just found out what he was going through. He's good now, but like he had a cancer that had to be dealt with. So I was like, like it was just in between. Like, I really want him to do this, really want it to be able to say, my grandpa did this. But then I didn't want to come to him because I know he's bullheaded and he would have been like, I'm doing it. I don't care. Like, I've been told to take it easy, but I don't care. Like, he would have been out there doing it. So I was like, nah. So I just found other people, like just looked up electricians, and then a guy that fixed my husband's car one day was like, oh, I could put the floor and the walls up for you. Like, you have to have like that FRP, like something that's wipeable. You couldn't leave the wood up in there. So he put all that up for me. And then he was like, hey, like I can actually do your sink and stuff, install it for you if you get all that in. And I was like, really? So I didn't really have to look anywhere for that, because he had offered to do it.
It is nice to have that kind of all put together, so you're not setting up every single event. And then also the 3 compartment sinks are super annoying to deal with. And
I had to keep take this, like I found because my grandma loves hot tea, so I went to her house one day because I was like, how am I supposed to heat up my own water? I don't understand. Like, what am I supposed to be like dragging out here?
For
and
the sanitation spot, you mean?
For the 3 compartment sink, you have to have 100-degree water and 110-degree water for like your hand wash.
Okay.
And 100 for your washing your dishes sink. So I was bringing out these tubs and I'm like, how am I going to make this without dragging something that could be really heavy? And I'm doing all this on my own because my husband's hours doesn't cooperate with helping me do it. So I went to my grandma's one day and I saw her thing that she heats up her water for her hot tea. And I was like, that like, I'm going to get one of those. So it was very easy, very lightweight. I don't even think it weighed like 5 pounds. Like, so I just brought it out, plugged it into my generator, threw jugs of water in there to heat it up, and then got a thermometer, have to temp it. So it's like a lot, which trailer has a lot too, because if something goes wrong and you get a leak or your water doesn't end up heating up correctly, like you got to figure that out too. But I just feel like it's like maybe once every so often, and doing it in the tent. It's every single time I had to go through this process of, let's get these tubs out and heat this water, temp it before I put the sanitizer in it to make sure it's good. And it is a lot. And you just want to kind of focus on doing your drinks, and you can't really, because you have to do all that first, make sure all of that, because that's where you get the certificate to be out there. And then another thing that kind of made me do the trailer was, for a tent setup, you have to pay for it every single time.
Right, for sure.
So that takes a lot of money. That could have been my profit. So I was like, well, if I have to pay a one-time fee for this trailer and all these fees that I keep paying, which isn't a small fee, like kind of adds up. If I keep doing that, I'm like, that could be trailer money. And like, I just felt like it would be better just in that aspect, the weather aspect, me lugging so much stuff out all the time aspect, which I still have to. Like, I have to pull, my generator is a lot bigger now. It's like 100 pounds compared to the one I had in the tent, was like a little, I think 30-pounder. So that was easier for me to carry. But it's just like everything's at least set there, ready to go. I don't have to keep grabbing the syrups out. Like, I'd have this crate, all my syrups, and had to put them on the table every single time. And
so how many events did you have before you bought the trailer?
Like 6, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, there wasn't a whole lot because it was, like I said, my first event was August 29th.
Okay.
So that didn't give me much.
2025?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
that didn't give me much time of, having more events. And then
for that
also,
year. Because you're still in the season already.
Yeah. And then also with inspection, you can only do 10 of those pop-up
really?
things.
I didn't know that.
So I was like, well, that's another reason to go ahead and do that, because you only get 10 certificates to do pop-up. And then with the trailer, I can do 100 if I want to. It just depends on, my schedule and what I want to do.
So we set up a booth every year at the Corn Festival to raise money for the homeless shelter, and that's a pain in the butt.
Yeah.
And I'm like half tempted to like get my own trailer just for like events like that, because it's just such a lot of work, because it'd be easier to just pack it down, put it away for next year.
Assuming that guy still does that, I can give you his information, because I found him or my husband found him on Facebook, and then I reached out to him and asked him about it, and then went and saw it. So he'll let you come and look at it. You don't have to be like, oh, I'm getting it. Like, I went out and looked at it first, and then went home and thought about it, and all the reasons that I told you, just was like, I feel like I should do this. And it's not too bad of a price, but also it's because it's just starting from scratch. Like, you have to go and
put more into it.
So it ends up becoming that price later. But if people, I thought I would save a lot more having Grandpa do it, but since that couldn't be, I did spend a little bit more than what I thought I was going to in the beginning.
Did you have to get a licensed plumber to install?
No, you don't have to.
Really?
No,
you
anyone
plug
can.
and chug? That's awesome.
Yeah.
For Bite Size Market, we had to get a licensed plumber to hook up our 3-compartment sink. So that was expensive.
Yeah.
Because plumbing is not that hard to do.
Yeah, because I asked her, because the guy that I told you that does cars said that he would do it. He's like, I know how to do it. And I was like, okay, but I'm not sure you can. But if you can, like, totally, like, if you're already doing the floor and the walls for me, why not? So I went to Christine and was like, hey, because I didn't see anywhere in my application that I had to have a licensed plumber.
Yeah.
The electrical work, I didn't read that yet either, but I knew, I was like, I don't want just any person to do this, because yes, Grandpa can check it and he can say this or that, but then if you spend that much money, and then I'm like, no way, like, that's a lot. So
you can put a tire in it like the Egypt guy did. Burn it to the ground.
No, I'm not. I mean, unless his circumstance was different, but I don't have that right now.
Yeah.
Look, I don't need to go that distance.
So real quick, recap like what it is that you offer at your stands. So you have dirty sodas. We described what that is.
So dirty sodas is just like your favorite soda base. I do Sprite, Coke, Dr. Pepper, root beer, and then I have a lemonade one as a request from my son. It's just a can of lemonade. It's not freshly made or anything like the other great lemonade stands make. I just added that on there for him. And a lot of kids, actually, their parents are like, do you have anything like caffeine free? I have Sprite and root beer, and then I can also say I have lemonade too. So a lot of them went that route for their little tiny kids. But it's basically a pop and a syrup that you like, and creamer. So like my favorite is Sprite, blue raspberry syrup, and vanilla creamer.
It's kind of like a root beer float a little bit.
So the TRL one that I have, I don't know if you remember TRL. That's why it's the name, Total Request Live, where they count down the music. I made that one TRL. That's my niece's favorite one, and it tastes like root beer float. My grandma's favorite one. My niece's boyfriend's favorite one. Like, a lot of people have that as their favorite. If you like root beer floats, like, definitely go that route. I was never really a root beer person, and I'm like, that smells so good. So I tasted it, and I loved it. And I was like, I don't even like root beer. So it just kind of gives it a different flavor and makes it taste a lot better, in my opinion. But yeah, that's a really popular one. But the most popular, I would say, is Sprite bases, for sure. Because I'll go through, I did a birthday party, and I was like, there was only a certain amount that they were paying for. And I was like, 3 cases of Sprite and 1 case of everything else. And then something just told me to pack 2 more Sprites. And she let me keep selling more. I went through every single Sprite that I had, 5 cases of Sprite. And I was like, man, that one really is the most popular. So I definitely get a lot of that. But yeah, so I have like Sprite, I have like a cherry Coke, a vanilla Coke. So you just make it a Coke, some cherry syrup, and vanilla creamer, and makes it like a fun cherry Coke to drink. See, lemonade. I added like 1 coffee to the menu. I'm not a coffee person, don't know how to make coffee. It's not freshly brewed or anything, just like Starbucks, but add toasted marshmallow syrup to that. marshmallow fluff. A lot of people love marshmallow fluff. And I also don't think I've ever had that before making these either.
Really?
But my favorite drink, the Frosted Tips, that one has marshmallow fluff.
Frosted Tips.
That's
yeah.
Yeah,
Sure.
their hair.
That's
yeah,
good.
all of my names have to do, like, the lemonade is Hollaback.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's fun, too, because, like, this guy the other day, he's like, "I wanna do a Dualicious," and I'm like, "Yep." But it's like Fergalicious. Yeah, Dualicious. So I tied every single name into having a fun pop reference that people can just have fun with, instead of just being like, "Oh, I want a cherry Coke." It's, "I want a totally cherry," is what mine is called, because we always use the word totally. So I tied it all in that way. So
I feel like your business is very on trend with things.
Yeah.
Like Dirty Soda is very trendy right now.
Yeah.
And like another brand that comes to my mind is Dutch Brothers, I think. Or Dutch Bros Coffee. And they're very trendy and it's very sugary, like drinks. And I think they always have like a release of like, come and get like a free sticker or two with like, they have like merch drops too with their whole thing. Like, do you plan on doing like...
I actually just got some of these made. I'm going to have a raffle basket, and then I'm going to have one that is not raffle. You can just enter in. If you're following me on Facebook, you'll enter in. It's like a cooler. It's a styrofoam cooler that I sell to like parties that maybe I want to be able to reach every person's price range, kind of. And I understand, especially right now, that a lot of people don't have like bring your food truck out to my party type money. So I have the styrofoam coolers, and you can tell me, like, say someone asked me the other day for 75 people, and so you can pick, like, I think that when I did like 3 different pops, and you'll get like 6 to 8 flavors with it. And so I'll bring enough pop to you. I'll bring the styrofoam cooler with the syrup bottles all in it. I'll put creamer in there for you, enough that will cover that many people. I'll put all the straws and cups, like my branded cups, so that when people see it, they also see that I was there. Like, maybe not with my trailer, but that's my business. And then if they're at a party and they take all those fun, cool pictures, like, "Oh, look what I made," like, that's another fun way to get my business out there. But yeah, all they have to do with those is like get the ice. So if they win that, they'll have like a whole party essentially. Like, I think I'm gonna do like a 25 people cooler. So if they have a birthday party coming up or something and they win that, everything that they need besides ice is there. Like, they get spoons for, if the kids are making their own, they can stir it with. And so it's like a fun thing that they could do. And I think that if kids are having fun, or teenagers, or even adults having fun making these drinks, I think it'd be more of, they'll be like, "Oh my gosh, I remember at that party, we made those fun drinks," and they'll remember me and still be able to come to me. But yeah, I'm going to have, I have a few of those, they're called koozies that you put your cup in, that are branded Princess of Pop. I have some hats. One just has like the CD logo on it. No, the other one says "Talk to the Cup," because we used to say "Talk to your hand," and it has a hand behind the cup. So yeah, I do have all of that. I just got it 2 days ago in the mail that I ordered from someone online. So
that's fun. You have a very fun brand. So Dirty Soda's Dirty Popcorn. What's Dirty Popcorn?
So that is just popcorn. I am not popping my own popcorn right now, because I just want to see if people like this. I don't want to go get a machine and do all that, and then people be like, "Oh, it's not really good." So it's just something I'm trying out, because I feel like a lot of times, like when I would go to the fair with my grandma or something, like we'd go get something to drink, and then if you just have drinks, like, you would be nice, like if there's like a little snack or something, if you're a little bit hungry, you can get, instead of waiting in another one somewhere or whatever that is for them. But so it's just popcorn. I have 4 different kinds. Like, I have a s'mores one, so it'll have chocolate in it. It'll have graham crackers crushed in it, chocolate syrup all over the popcorn. Like, I have a spicy one for the Tajín, Valentina, chamoy lovers, and hot Cheetos are crushed in there. That one was popular this Saturday at Tin Cap. I got quite a few of those and s'mores.
Sounds good, yeah.
Yeah. And then I have a sour candy one. It'll have like sour gummy worms, sour bears, sour, just pretty much sour candy in it. And then marshmallow fluff through the popcorn. So you definitely need a fork to eat it. So I put one in there with them. So s'mores, hot, sour. I feel like I'm missing ones. What's hot, sour? Oh, peanut butter.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's like Reese Cups, Reese Pieces, and peanut butter syrup.
Did you have one with like ketchup on it, or is that just
Oh, no. I'm not a ketchup.
I don't know where
I like ketchup for fries, but that's it. I don't go past that.
Okay. And then the last thing you were selling was your viral fruit roll-up pickles. And
Yes.
how did those get started?
My daughters, they just said, Mom, you should make this on your truck. We really like it. I don't know if I'm assuming YouTube. That's what the kids like right now.
Yeah.
So they watch their YouTube videos and the kids are doing their crazy stuff, making things or whatever. So they're like, Mom, it's a fruit roll up and a pickle with chamoy and tahini. And I'm like, well, I don't like chamoy and tahini. And they're like, well, other people do, Mom. The little sassiness comes out. And I was like, is this like for real, for real? And then my niece was over and she was like, yeah, it's a great idea. You should get it. And I was like, okay, I'm going to get it. Let you guys try it out. I'm not putting it on the menu yet. Let's see what you guys really think. Like, you might have seen it on YouTube, but do you know if it tastes good?
Yeah.
So they were all like, yes, this is so good. They ate the whole thing. My niece ate the whole thing. She wanted to come back for more. And I was like, I guess if you like that kind of thing, there's maybe people out there.
Yeah, it sounds like a very shelf-stable product, too, because pickles are in a jar. And then, I guess fruit roll-ups are in a pack, too. So you're not going to waste a lot, I guess.
No, and I didn't. I went through all of it, and I had like 5 extra people like, hey, can I get a pickle? And I'm like, I'm so sorry to disappoint you, but we are out. But like we talked about earlier, I don't know if it's going to be something that they come back for, but I at least want to put their business idea out there, or their idea for the business out there and figure it out and watch the sales, see if they decline or go up, or they keep selling out, or if I see like the same customer come back and get one, or once I have things like a little bit more down to like, I had my first truck show at Tin Cap, so I wanted to make sure I was doing things right, like, setup wise, like if something's in my way, I should move it this way, or, all the setup issues. I just wanted to make sure that was all good. So now I feel like every other show that I have now that I have my setup down pat, I can talk to customers more and be like, maybe if they kind of hang around the truck area, because if they take off and eat it, there's no way of asking them, like, did you like it? But I think this grand opening event could be, because I'm going to have chairs out and tables and my tent, and just let people chill if they want to. I'm going to have little, so I have a lot for the girls would be, we use a lot of roll-on glitter. So I'm going to have like a little roll-on glitter station, little stickers that you could put on your face and like make yourself look cute or whatever. So I'm going to have like little things set up. And then I don't know if you know what this is, but we used to make those like fortune teller origami things where you like pick a color and then you spell it out BLUE. So I have like I'm going to have a table where
those are fun.
Kids can sit there and make those and have their markers and put whatever colors they want, whatever they want inside of it. So I'm going to do all of that in there. But yeah, I thought that putting that on for them, and then if they come out and they're sitting down and I see someone eating a pickle, I can be like, hey, like, do you like it? Like, now since there's like a place for them to sit and kind of stay near my truck, and then I can get their feedback, or maybe if it's too hectic and I still can't really do that, maybe start asking on Facebook or social media, like, who had the pickle? What did you think? Keep it, leave it. So it'll just be a while, I feel like. And for some reason, I keep thinking that that's going to do good at the fair, because I'm scheduled to be out at the fair.
Right.
I don't know if it's going to be, but something keeps telling me that it might, with all the kids out there.
I think you will too, yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot one time, like, fried Twinkies were super popular.
Oh, yeah.
It just sounds like, why?
Yeah, no, I'm not into Twinkies, so I never tried that trend, but I remember it. And like deep fried Oreos, people keep telling me to still try it. I still haven't.
Still there,
Yeah. But I need to. I do like Oreos, but I'm not really into fried foods that much. So it takes me really wanting a fried food.
I feel like the Oreo and Twinkie is already like a guilty enough pleasure. Like, I want to like double the guilt.
Yeah, that's what I think too.
Yeah. We talked about some of the challenges of getting the business license, kind of talked about a little bit how, are you still at the phase of like wondering if this is going to be sustainable or not? Or you think like this is going to be good?
Something has just been telling me that this is going to be good. I don't know if it was. So at first, before I tied the music thing in, I was just like, I just feel like, hey, I'm Dirty Sodas, like kind of, and I'm like, I don't know if that's going to be appeal enough. Like, they don't know what it is. They'll come and then they can see the cool colors of, like, I have an orange drink, a blue drink, one that turns purple. Like, I have all these colors. I'm like, it's kind of getting there. And I was just like, I feel like it's missing the wow, like, let me go do this, let me go see what this is factor. So when I was thinking back to what would make me be like, oh my gosh, it's so much fun, I was thinking, back to the porch and doing these dance moves and to all the Britney songs or whatever songs were popping up on my CDs. So once I added that together, I really was like, I feel like I have something.
Yeah.
So at first, I was just like, like I need something. And then, I don't know, something in me is telling me that I have something here. And then my husband, he came to Tin Cap just for a little bit before he had to go to work. And he said, I'm going to be honest with you. I just didn't think that people were going to drink this stuff. And he knew that I had tent setups and that I had every single tent set up I did pretty good. The one that I did the best was when they had like for the trick-or-treaters and they had it in front of Tin Cap, but I don't think it had anything to do with Tin Cap. I think it was like Main Street Wilmington doing it is who reached out to me. That was my best one yet. It was like so busy and I had a line the whole entire time. My feet hurt. I just wanted to go home and lay down. So that one right there, I was like, man, like people really like this. I saw some repeats at that time, people that were talking to me. And then with the truck, I think it just really sealed the deal because I have the worst memory ever, but I had a girl come up to me and she was like, I've been at your tent and I love this stuff. And she's like, I am so proud of you. She told me like 4 times. And I was like, man, like, I don't remember her, but like anyone who knows me will say I have the worst memory ever. So I was like, man, I don't remember her, but like, that is really nice. Like, she was just like, I'm so proud of you and your hard work. And she was like, these drinks are great. And that just even made it even more for me because I had people that I didn't necessarily remember. Because when you're doing this, you're already in your head, like, am I going to pass inspection? Am I doing things right? Are people going to like it? Then you're busy. And so then that's another, when I'm busy, even at Skyline, I don't really see other people. Like I see a person, but I'm just like, let's get this done. I get really focused on what I'm doing. Like my grandma one time sat in a booth on the side that, the small side at Skyline, and she was waiting to see how long it would take me because she knows when I get like in the groove of working and doing stuff, I'm very focused on it. I try to give 120%. So she sat over for like 25 minutes and I saw a person sit over there. I was like, hello, have a seat wherever. And I'm, and then my girl was like, Ashely. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. So sometimes I just get really into the work that I guess I don't remember or see things. So when she told me that she's been to it already and that she loved to drink and that her favorite was this and that she was proud of me and that I'm always working hard in there, it just solidified what I feel like other people are seeing. Yeah. Like the passion I have for it, the hard work I'm putting into it, even though maybe I didn't notice her because I was too into doing it. So that's something I want to work on is being in the job, doing it good, but still being able to see the people's faces and focus on them and talk to them and all the tie it in now that I'm used to what I'm doing now.
Yeah, I remember the first couple, even even this last year, we did the booth at the corn festival. So we saw a caramel corn cake, which is basically cornbread with caramel icing and then caramel popcorn on top.
I feel like my grandpa would have been over there.
So it's cool. Yeah. But I'm always so nervous that oh, this is disgusting. No one's going to like it. Yeah. But then you get repeat customers say oh, I love this. Oh, I can't wait for this next year and stuff. And you're just it's hard to even believe them because you're you're so in your head, I'm doing a terrible job. This is a joke.
Yeah. And then sometimes, like I said, when they walk away, you don't see what their reaction is to it. Or maybe they took a sip of the drink right there, but I was busy making another drink. I didn't get to catch that reaction of if they were like, or ugh, or sometimes you kind of almost don't want to look because you're like you said, exactly. You're like,
you don't want to look. You're just thank you for buying this. On to the next one. Don't
goodbye. Yeah. So I feel that too. And so I feel like the more I do it, the more I'll be able to open up a little bit more of okay, I have my rhythm down, believing them, seeing their reactions, remembering a face more than focusing more on what I'm doing. Because when you get really busy, there's just sometimes you don't have time for it. So then when the girls got in there, I felt like I had a little bit more time to start seeing people. And that's when I was able to talk to that girl. And she told me that she'd come before and she just kept I'm not a crier at all, but I was like, you're going to make me cry. Because she just kept saying it. She was like, she's like, I saw you. I think what she was referring to was the Halloween one or the trick-or-treat one. And she was like, and you were busy working then and you're such a hard worker. And then seeing that they realize that I'm not just like, you could totally think that someone just pulled in and started doing this and it's easy.
Yeah.
But you don't, because you don't see all the pulling that tin out and the sun coming out right when you're doing all of that. And you're going back and forth from your car because you can't always have it right there on the street. So you might be going back and forth hauling all this stuff and your hair might have looked nice and you were all good. And now you're all sweaty and your hair's poofed up because the rain or sun or whatever it is. Like, they don't see all of that until, then they get the drink and you're just cool now. Like, you're all cooled off and like you're done running around. So you always think that, they don't see that. They just kind of see like, oh, I got a cool drink. But to see that people notice that, I was like, stop talking now. Like, I don't want to hear it anymore. You're going to make me sad. But no, like, obviously I want to hear that. But she said it so many times. I was like, oh my gosh, you're going to make me cry.
Yeah. That sounds like a pretty impactful story for sure. And like, definitely people are enjoying it. So it's cool that you stuck with it and are continuing to do it.
Yeah.
I don't know if we talked about this yet, but one of the questions we ask is just misconceptions. So one misconception about dirty sodas is that it's not alcoholic.
Yes.
And you hear that a lot, people asking.
They're like, so, does this have alcohol in it? Because they're like almost testing it. Like, can I get a drink or does it have alcohol? So that's the only misconception I've heard so far, which I can totally understand. Dirty soda, dirty thinking alcohol to make it dirty. But yeah, so it's non-alcoholic drink. If you want and you win the cooler and you want to add something, that's on you later. But no, I personally do not make it alcoholic.
And then what keeps you passionate about doing this? Obviously, it's a ton of work and you have a full-time job and your kids are involved in a lot of hobbies. What keeps you passionate about doing it?
I would say going back to how I saw my grandparents, because I didn't get I saw my mother up to like 13, but didn't see much of what I would want to take into my own personal life and use. And then my dad, that was never a thing. So, seeing my grandparents do that, I want my kids to see the same thing. I want them to know, even though I've worked so hard to make sure my kids' life was nothing how I kind of started, which, I turned out good. So there's positive, but it could have went bad with all, not having parents and stuff. You could go a different direction for sure. But I just try to make their life as like rainbows and sunshine as I can. But I don't want them to think it was all easy either. I want them to see the hard work. Like, I don't just hand everything to them. I taught the girls, like, this is how you run the computer. And they're like, oh my gosh, this is so much fun. Like, can I make drinks next? And I'm like, we're going to wait a little bit on that because they made their dad a drink. They put a little too much creamer in it. I'm like, that's not how I eyeball it because I'm so used to making them. I know exactly kind of like the pour, but they're small. So they don't know. I think I'm going to get them these little 1 ounce cups so that they can start making it and they'll have the right creamer in it. But yeah, they see it and they're like, I want to do this. I want to help with that. They gave, the pickle idea. I want them to see that hard work does pay off, even though sometimes right now, like, it just feels like you work hard. It doesn't really do it with the way economy is and all that. But I still believe that hard work pays off. So I want them to kind of learn that from me, how I learned it from my grandparents. So I think it keeps me passionate. One, it's something I enjoy making. The music of it helps me enjoy, even if you're busy, if you got, the music on. I feel like music is just something that helps me a lot. Like, if I'm having a bad day, like say at Skyline, it was so busy or something happened or whatever, I just go in my car. The first thing I do is put music on. Like, that's my go-to. So I just feel like for them, they can see the hard work. I keep my passion by wanting to teach them that. And then I have, if it's busy and I'm like rushing and I have the music on, I feel like that's like a way to like almost like calm you down or have fun with it. So I just think have the passion for making it, showing them, and then music being a big thing in my life that I just love, all being tied together is what really keeps me going with it.
Yeah. I feel like you probably show them hard work just with your day job too, but showing them that you also work hard but follow your dreams is pretty cool too.
Yeah. Because I want them to know that if they want to, so they've been saying they want to do hair. I don't know if that'll change because, kids, they change a lot of things. I just want them to know if they wanted to open their own salon, they can do it. Or if it changes to something else and they think it's unattainable, that they can get there. They just have to maybe do a lot of research or do a lot of hard work to figure out how to get to that point. But kind of going back to basketball, like if I told somebody my first or second year that I was going to be MVP and said that out loud to them or captain, they probably would have laughed at me because I was nowhere near that status at all. But I really wanted that to work for me because I loved the game, even though I was bad at it at first. I didn't know what was going on. I remember one time, probably my first game that I was in for the longest, this girl, she thought that I just looked familiar to her. She was on the other team and she was throwing the ball in and she threw it to me. Like she just had that familiar thing with me. I don't know. So she's, I don't know, thought I was on her team and like threw it to me. And I just like kind of paused and like looked at my coach like, what do I, like, what? Like it was something like a curveball thrown at you. Like I should be going to my basket and making it because she just threw it into the wrong person. But, and then he called timeout. And I was like, oh my gosh, like my brain just like shut down for a second because I was like, wait, what do you do? I just want them to know like, you know, curveballs be thrown at you. You might not know how to do something. You just got to figure it out, you know, call a timeout, figure out, like regroup, like look up information, whatever it is, but it can be done.
Yeah. I think that's a skill people like that separates people who are successful and people who are not, is just, do you have the ability to figure something out, you know, when life throws you certain things.
Yeah. Because I don't know all the answers. There's probably still a lot that I need to figure out, but I feel like what I'm doing so far is fun, and I feel like there'd definitely be an audience for it. So I'm going to keep going and see what happens.
What is a quote or piece of wisdom that has resonated with you that you'd want to share with other people?
I don't know if I got this from basketball, but when I was younger, I always heard you miss 100% of the shots that you don't take. And that's been my thing. I don't know if it's because I loved basketball and it had to do with shots, but I've always loved hearing that. And I always try to remember, like, did my coach tell me that, or why did I hear that? Was it on a movie? Was it like, where did I don't know where I heard it, but.
Is it a Wayne Gretzky quote?
Yeah.
Okay, so I know that quote because I'm a huge fan of the show The Office. And there's this scene where Michael like has, I'll show you this picture of it.
I had a girl make me watch this.
Yeah, so it's on the wall behind him and it says, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. And it's quoted by Wayne Gretzky. And then he also quotes himself quoting that quote.
Yeah, I worked, when I first started back at Skyline after it reopened and I finally made my way there, there's this girl, she's obsessed with The Office. And she was like, I was still doing college work at the time. And she's like, you're watching this. And I was like, no, I don't have time. Like I have, kids were really little.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I have kids and I'm still trying to get through college and all the stuff. She's like, summer, you don't have school, do you? And I was like, no, I ain't taking the summer classes. And she was like, well, you're watching it in the summer then. So she literally brings me all these DVDs. I was like, what? I don't even think I have a DVD player. So I didn't end up using those, but I did end up watching it on, I don't even know what it was on at the time, but wherever I watched it, I watched all of it. And because she would quote so many things from that and say things, and I just didn't get it. And going back to how I was like, song lyrics will just be in my head, and like someone could say something that has nothing to do with the song, and that one word, I'll just be like, oh, like start singing it in my head and don't say it out loud because they're gonna be like, you're crazy. But she would do that with The Office. That was her thing.
Yeah.
So she would just, I can't think of, it's been a while. I can't think of the things that she would say, but I'm like, what are you talking about? And then I just like, I kind of want to know because like I had that going on in my brain a lot. Like I love the movie White Chicks. I don't know if you've ever seen it.
Yeah.
And someone mentioned something the other day and I think they said something about mama. And I was like, you want to talk about mama? It's like, so I really wanted to know what she was referring to because my brain kind of works like that too.
Yeah.
But yeah, she would quote him so much, but I ended up liking it except for some like, no, that kind of looks weird. And then I started watching it and I was like, okay, I like this.
So back to your quote though, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. Is that just like just trying is important?
Yeah, like I was saying with my girls, like I'm telling them that if they want a hair salon, they can do it. Like you got to at least try. There was another quote I saw the other day, but I don't remember exactly how it went, but it was something about failing isn't what the result was after you tried. Failing is not trying it at all. So like if they open a hair salon and it doesn't work out, that's not the failure. The failure would have been if you didn't try to start it in the first place.
Yeah.
So how I see this, if this ends up not going how I think it will, I didn't fail because I at least tried to do it. Failing would have been keeping that idea in my head, on repeat and not doing it and trying it out. So I feel like I've succeeded no matter what because I started it, and I have so far, even if it's that many shows worth of people who liked what I have, or, I mean, there's not going to be, everyone's not going to like it. A lot of people are going to say, ew, or why would you put creamer in a pop, or like, you don't know till you try it. So
yeah. And there's some people who don't try. So like, yeah, you're already a success just because you.
Yeah. I feel like a lot of times that's me too, because more before than now, I didn't like a lot of things. And so I'm like, I don't want to pay and then like not like it. Like you pay $6 for a drink and then hate it. It's like, but thankfully for me, like I'm the one making it so I could try it and figure it out. But that's why I plan on, I got these little 4-ounce cups that I'm going to do for the grand opening, and I'm going to put like sample ones in there. So just bring it out, and I'm trying to figure out what that looks like because, after having creamer in it, you kind of got to like stir it if you're letting it sit. So I don't want to let it sit. And I'm thinking maybe if there's like a big crowd at once, maybe make some really quick, like one drink and start pouring it and just take it out immediately. I'm trying to figure out what that looks like because creamer, after a while, like you got to stir it up to make sure. I want to make sure that it tastes as good as it does when I hand you the whole cup of it and the little things for them to try. So
our market is called Bite Size Market. And I saw on Instagram recently that someone was doing like bite-sized lattes, and it was like basically a condiment cup, you put ketchup in or something.
That's what my little 4-ounce cups are.
Yeah.
They have lids too, but I don't know if I'm going to need the lids, but.
Yeah, I got lids also. I had to like cut them open so you could put I had to chop straws out to small straws.
Oh, that would be a cute idea.
But I was going to do the same thing, like add some like a bit, maybe like the Halloween thing or the Bourbon Trail, whatever, like maybe give us the samples or something because it's trendy and fun, cute.
Yeah. Yeah, I just ordered those yesterday because I'm like, I need people that are like, ew, no. But I mean, there still might be people who are like, I'm not trying that. Like me with the chamoy pickle. But I already know I don't like chamoy is why I'm not giving it a chance. But like I said, I tried it with the fruit roll-up on it, which I didn't think would go together. I liked them separately, but I thought it was good. So maybe giving those out to people, they'll think it's good too.
Last question is, what is a positive change that you would like to see in Wilmington? And thinking about like either new businesses, a new resource for people, or just a new attitude change?
I think that, which I think I'm seeing stuff about, I think that we need things for the kids to do. I think we need more like fun. Like, so since the YMCA isn't there anymore, what do kids get to do? There's like bowling and then.
Oh yeah, that's fun.
I feel like that's it. Like I can't, maybe movies. I can't think of
Walmart.
Yeah, I was like, let's go to Walmart. Yay. So I think I've seen some things here and there about maybe getting a rec place, like because I'm very sports oriented with my kids. And I feel like some kids, maybe when they go the bad directions because they don't have anything to do and they're just like, let me go do this or try that. And I feel like maybe if we had somewhere that they can just go and like whether it's swimming or play volleyball or basketball or something, I feel like we need that. I think we need something more fun, and especially for families to do together, because maybe everyone doesn't have money to go on vacation, or maybe you don't have that many days off. It's just one day, and if they were to build that, that's something that families can go out. And I'm really trying to be in my trying to eat really healthy right now and trying to be active and go to the gym and do all that stuff. So I want my girls to be able to kind of do that too. And I mean, it doesn't have to be perfect or anything, but just something fun or like to get out and do something. I feel like we need that for sure. Yeah.
To be active and also just to a spot where our community can be a community together.
Yeah.
Not just on our phones or.
Yeah, exactly. Because you go, say we go to grandma's, everyone's just on their phone. What do we do? So we try to have fire and talk and do the things that, that kind of ties into that time where we were more, had more togetherness, I guess, or talk to people
making
more.
Dance moves.
That no one's supposed to see. Good thing I lived in the country.
Yeah, I agree. I'm helping out with that initiative to get a rec center. So I've heard it a lot recently. And so I'm starting a fund at the Clinton County Foundation to
Nice.
get some dollars behind that and make it a priority and starting conversations like, what do we want to see in that?
Yeah.
So I think everyone wants that, but it's like the people look towards the governments and the government's looking towards like the people to pass a levy, and then everyone's like looking for someone else to do something. So I'm just like, you know what? I'm just going to start a fund and we're going to get this going, and get the conversations going, get people behind this project. So
yeah, I think that's great for sure. I think it's really needed because, like I said, besides bowling and movies, I don't really know if you don't have the time to put your kids in all these sports and go all these things. Like, what do you really? I don't see what else I would be doing right now if they were in these different sports that I.
Did you grow up going to the rec center in Wilmington since you were in the area?
Yeah, I went to the YMCA.
The YMCA?
Yeah.
The college?
I didn't go a lot because, like I said, I had grandma kind of took over taking care of us, and there were 6 of us, so there wasn't a whole lot of being able to do that. But once I got, a car I could drive, and I started going there a lot too. And then I think it was still open when my kids were little because I remember taking them to swim in there because that's something I was always terrified of, water, because I don't know how to swim. I recently taught myself, and then something tragic happened to my brother with swimming too, so that just made it worse. And so I feel like I had to teach myself how to swim in Chicago, like on a vacation in a pool. So I just feel like if we had a rec center, maybe had like a pool or just even basketball or whatever, like just things for people to be able to teach themselves something. What if they can't, play basketball because it's too much for travel ball or something, and they can go in there and just have fun doing it, and just have fun, really. I feel like besides phones and like sports I've seen, we're having a hard time finding enough people to play. So I don't know if it's money. I don't know if it's people, they just want to be on Xbox or they just want to be on their phones, or I don't know what it is. But I see, like, I remember when I played, you had to make the team, and there was a whole lot of people like trying to get on the team once I ended up trying to play for the school. And now it's just kind of like they're pulling teeth trying to find enough kids to make a team. So I feel like maybe if we had that, kids would start seeing sports again and enjoying it. Maybe they'll sign back up for real sports in school and everything.
I can see that too. Maybe not having a facility that makes our community seem like that's not a priority, so they do other things. And if we had that as like our community prioritizes this, maybe more families would like follow.
And I feel like with my son, like I wanted him to play basketball, and he was like, no, I don't know how. And I feel like if there was a place that I could have gone and with him, like as a family, and like, okay, this is what you do. So then when he went and tried out, when he was younger, they were still trying out. And there was people who did get cut. There was still people signing up for sports at that time. He got cut. He didn't know how to play. Like, I didn't really have anywhere to take him and try to teach him. I feel like if there was a place, then maybe they could pick up, like, even if they're just doing it with their friends, like, as like, oh, my mom's not trying to teach me, like, I'm just out here playing ball with my friend. And then they could develop how I kind of did, like, just seeing my sister play. I'm like, what is that? I want to play. So I feel like having a place like that, they could start to find interests and things like that. And maybe we would have kids back in sports at school and teams filling up. I don't know what that is or why they're not playing, but maybe it could be that.
Yeah, good idea. So how can people best connect with you if they want to learn more about Princessa Pop?
So I am Princessa Pop on Facebook, Instagram, and on TikTok. You can also, people laugh when I say this, but my email is poplikeit's2001@gmail.com. So you can go on there too. Yeah, so
and then your events the rest of this year, obviously the grand opening on May 9th at Dove Church. Definitely check that out, 10 to 4. And then where else are you going to be this year that you already know?
So far, the only thing I know is the fair. Okay. I'm booked out there for the whole, every day of the fair.
Okay.
But besides that, you can probably catch me popping up mostly at Dove Church, or if anyone hears about events and wants to pass them my way, either through social media or the email that I provided, let me know, and I'm all game.
Well, thanks for being on our podcast, and thanks for following your dreams and bringing dirty sodas to Wilmington.
Thanks for having me. This was exciting. I thought I was going to be so nervous to do this, but you made it easy.
Well, that's it for our podcast today. I hope you enjoyed our interview with Ashely Huesca at Princess of Pop. If you have any more questions or ideas for her, feel free to reach out directly. If she'll talk to us dorks, she will certainly talk to you as well, because after all, we are a community of empowered individuals. If you want to get in touch with Real Change Wilmington, you can contact us on our website at realchangewilmington.com, visit our Facebook and Instagram pages, or grab a free copy of our local newspaper at Kroger, Sam's Meats, and Fiesta Veracruz. We also currently send our newspaper direct mail to over 2,500 Wilmington residents every month. So if you want to help us cover our printing costs and advertise your local business event or job posting, please email us at advertise@realchangewilmington.com. With that, I'm your host, Dustin Pierce. Keep it real, Wilmington.